I just think it's completely unfair and it just straight up sucks sometimes. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. You guys, I'm feeling a little shook and I want to talk to you guys about it. I don't know what it is about this energy for today's video, but we're going to talk about some frustrations with infertility. And I actually reached out to a couple of my friends on Instagram and, asked them, like what are some of your top frustrations when it came to either completely being infertility bound and having to seek additional help because like you have like PCOS, or in my case, I can't have kids at all. To just being in a same-sex couple, whether you're a woman and a woman or a man and a man, and having to go through IUI, IVF to have a kid. So we are going to be talking about that today and kind of get out in the open and vent a little bit. So let's go ahead and dive in. First thing I want to say is that if you are new to this channel, welcome to the castle. You're royalty now. Do not forget to hit that subscribe and that thumbs up button. On this channel, we do sit down videos. We do Q&As. I'm going to be posting every Saturday and Sunday, anywhere between 6:30, 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sundays. So if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe and hit that thumbs up. And welcome to our castle. So as a lot of you guys know, I have Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome. Oh, this is my cat Tinkerbell. Hi Tinkerbell. She knows that her mama's a little shook. So as a lot of you guys know, I have Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is a chromosome defect that really, here, hold on, Tinky, that affects the reproductive. So like I don't have periods, I can't have kids. I literally have to be on estrogen and all that good stuff. So I found out again when I was about 14, and at that time it really didn't affect me. Until now, obviously, I'm with my wife. We've been together for about 11 years now, and I'm starting to do IUI, and I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me until they asked the question, okay, who's going to be carrying? And if you guys know my wife, Maribel, she has absolutely no desire to carry. She wants to be a mom, but she has absolutely no desire to carry. She is pretty much doing it for us. When we went to our first consultation appointment, she had to get a whole bunch of like blood drawn. She had to get an internal ultrasound, which guys, she completely freaked out. But just like this little stuff like that. And my desire has always been to carry. I've always wanted to be a mom. I've always wanted, to feel the baby grow inside you, to feel the kicks, to feel all that. And that was, pretty much taken from me. And there are times where, especially going through this process, it has really been, hold on. Sorry guys, I was really blinded by this like little spot, but it's just from the light. So sorry if that's distracting you. But anyway, so like starting to like go through like all the fertility treatments, and not treatments, sorry, the process of like, like going through like our consultation and all that. It um it kind of put me in a place where I was like, okay, now is not the time for you to feel jealous. Now is not the time for you to feel envious. It's the time where you need to really be there for your wife. You need to be there to not only be her support, but to be the person, to be like a second ally for her. And I did find myself for a little bit, in a weird spot where I was a little hurt, a little jealous, because I was like, all that was ripped from me, and now all of our stuff is put on my wife, who doesn't even want to carry. Like how is that fair? And I'm in a much better headspace. I definitely don't think like that now. We're definitely blessed to at least have one of us to be able to carry a child for us. But I have to say, there are come times where I'm just like, why are we put in situations like that, to where things are just a little bit unfair. Like, there's a wonderful lady that I follow. Her name is Tanya. I'll put her Instagram handle at the bottom. Miss Love Tanya. She has PCOS and a whole bunch of other issues, where her and her husband had to do IUI that wasn't successful, and they were deciding to take a break from the whole trying to conceive, and they ended up getting pregnant on their own. And I could not have been more happy for her. She is such a beautiful lady inside and out. She keeps it very 100. She keeps it very real. And she's very down to earth, to where a whole bunch of women follow her who are trying to conceive, who are having issues getting pregnant. And she's very 100. She was like, well, if what I'm posting is triggering to you, unfollow me. She's like, I will not have no hard feelings, because there are times, those are my cats, guys, I'm sorry. There are times where we lose sight and kind of get in a little bit in our feelings. And she was like, and if that was me and I was following a lady, and some of her stuff that she was posting was a little bit triggering, I would unfollow for a little bit. And then, so, I reached out to her and asked her, like, what was the most frustrating thing about your TTC journey that really stuck out to you? And she responded back with, it was the fact of, after us knowing that we had to do like fertility treatments and everything, trying to work around my husband's schedule to where he can be there as well. And if you don't follow her husband is a part of the military branch. I believe he is in the Navy. Tanya, if you're watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I believe he's in the Navy. And so she pointed out that it was the whole trying to work around his schedule and making sure that he feels a part of everything. On Instagram, she's always talking about how she wants to make sure that he feels as part of everything as possible while he's here. Doing stuff in the baby's room, building stuff, being a part of appointments and things like that. Another person that I reached out to quite a few people. Another person that I reached out to, which I've definitely talked about them before on here, is Our Big Gay Journey. These two women, they have been an absolute blessing to me, to have someone who understands like the whole same-sex couple and all the frustrating things that we have to go through to have a baby. These women have been through the ringer. They have did IUI. I believe they did IUI 3 times, and then they have did IVF twice, and they're still working on their TTC journey. And my heart goes out to them, because it's having to go through all those treatments, I mean, with the sperm, with having to go through the counseling, with having to go through the procedures, that's a lot on a body. And there are times where we're in a position where we're just like, how is this fair? Why do we have to go through all this when it's a man and a wife? They don't always have to go through this. It's as simple as, hey, I think I want us to grow our family, so let's go ahead and start tracking this, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, you're pregnant. And with us doing IUI, we have to have a consultation. We have to make sure that our uterus and eggs are good. We have to go to a counseling class to make sure that we're ready for IUI. Make sure that we understand, the complications that come with the whole IUI situation. I mean, and heaven forbid, just like these two beautiful women, it doesn't work the first time. Okay, let's do a second time. Okay, it doesn't work the second time. Okay, do we try a third time? What exactly is going on to where we're not getting pregnant? So then you jump into IVF. That is 3 times more expensive than IUI. And it's just like it's a constant battle of just, there's some women out there that who want nothing to do with their kids and make having children such a burden. And I have to sometimes say, those kids didn't ask to be here. But then you have people who really want to have kids who can't have kids, and me working at the prison and seeing so many, this is triggering, seeing so many women there who put drugs before their kids, who have taken their kids' lives. It baffles me. And it's so triggering to me, because you have me, who I was born not being able to have kids. I was born not being able to have the ability to raise offspring or have offspring. I mean, like physically grow offspring. And I don't get it. And one of the things that our big gay journey, Lucy and Amy, pointed out, they were like, their top frustrating thing is when it doesn't work, and you're having to try and try and try and try again and again and again, and you have already put so much money towards trying to have a kid. And if you're watching this and you're a man and a wife and y'all have never had any issues getting pregnant, I'm not trying to throw any shade. I'm just really trying to simply state how unfair and frustrating it is to want your body to do, as a woman, wanting your body to do the one thing that it's supposed to do and it can't. And it's so frustrating and it's so hurtful. And it takes such a hit at your ego that, like, us as women, like, we have to, as an infertility journey and a community, we have to stick together and look out for one another and be there for each other when we're having our downfalls. And this is why I definitely wanted to make this video, because I'm like, I have to do a check-in, because Maribel and I are getting ready to do our counseling session, to where next things next is sperm and getting inseminated. And there's no guarantee that it's going to work the first time. There's no guarantee that it's going to work the second time. And that is quite daunting to really put on someone. And I have to really think and be mindful of how Maribel might feel. There's so much pressure on her to make her body pretty much do its job to get pregnant. And I think that, being a woman on the other side, we tend to forget the amount of pressure that we put on our spouses. Like, you have Tiff and Carrie, where Carrie is the one who carries the children. You have Lucy and Amy, where Lucy is the one who carries, and both of them have had cycles that hasn't worked, and it puts the person who's trying to make our child or our children, it puts them in a really rough spot to where it's like, okay, well, what are we doing wrong? You know, what's going on with our bodies that's not letting our child grow? You know, so that is one thing that I definitely want to make sure that I put out to the universe is, it might hurt us being on, you know, the side of watching our partner go through all this, because it hurts us as well, because we either can't do it, but we also got to think about where, like, what kind of mindset they're in, especially if it doesn't take. But I didn't mean to be on such a soapbox, guys. I just needed to really get that off my chest and really get out there how I'm feeling about this whole TTC journey that we're about to be a part of. And I'm definitely going to take y'all along. I'm definitely going to bring y'all a part of every aspect of everything. And just thank you guys for watching. And if you are on the start of your journey, comment below, subscribe, join our community of our TTC community, our infertility community. And there are so many beautiful women here who are so supportive. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up from here. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that like button. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.